Welcome back to Taja's Garden. I am the gardening realtor. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here, and if you're returning, welcome back. So today I went to Petco and I got a couple of goldfish. I got 10 goldfish so that I can put it inside of my rain barrels. They were pretty cheap. I got the really tiny ones. They were 29 cents each. So with tax, I spent $3.15. Not bad at all. I was expecting them to be more expensive, but they were pretty cheap. And I got a whole 10 of them. So I got 2 bags of 5. They told me to put 5 in each rain barrel. So hopefully everything works out great. If not, they did say that they have at least a 30-day warranty. So if something happens, I have to scoop them up, take them back, and I can get a refund, or I can get another one to replace it. So this is how they look. So cute. So the first thing I have to do is put them in the rain barrels for about 15 minutes so that they can get used to the temperature of the water. But this is how the rain barrel looks. There are little tiny bugs jumping on the top of the water. I'm sure you can't see that, but oh goodness, I don't know what kind of bugs those are. I don't think it's mosquitoes, but it's possible. And then there's a lot of debris down at the bottom. But they're going to be eating those bugs at the top. So it's going to be the goldfish's job to keep these rain barrels clean. They're going to be eating the algae, the mosquitoes that find their way in there, the mosquito eggs, and I guess the only thing I'll have to do is just clean out the debris every once in a while. Their poop is also very good for the plants, so it's a win-win. And plus, my kids are going to absolutely love watching these fishes grow, because they're going to grow, they said, about an inch every month or two. So we'll see, and I guess I will keep you posted. All right, it's been a week and 1 day since I have had my rain barrel fish, and here's what happened. The next day, 2 fish died. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. At least I don't think it was. So this is what I assume happened. I was told by the people at Petco to just let the bag that the fish were in float in the water for 10 to 15 minutes. So that's what I did. Whenever the fish came out, I noticed that they didn't really want to come out the bag, but I still let them out the bag anyway. And one of the fish immediately just stopped swimming and just floated. In the morning, that same fish died. That next night, the next fish died. So I went back to Petco. They gave me 2 more fish. Oh wow, there are some dead ones. Got 2 stuck right there. One right there. They told me just to bring my water back the next time to test it if it happened again. I came back home with the 2 new fish. I let it float in the rain barrels 10 to 15 minutes, like they told me again this second time, right? Those same 2 fish died. And I was like, this is crazy, because literally all other 8 fish are still alive. Because remember, I got 5 in one barrel, 5 in the next barrel. They found their way to the tube that connects both of the rain barrels, so every once in a while they'll just swim wherever they want to. So one morning I may have 8 in one barrel and 2 in the other. Back to the store. The next 2 fish died. Went back to Petco, and I also had an extra bag of water for them to test, because they can't test the water with the fish in it. When they tested it, the guy was kind of rude. He was like, "Is this tap water that's in the rain barrels?" I said, "No, it's rainwater that's in the rain barrels. I installed it in March." And he said, "Well, how are you keeping the rainwater in the rain barrels?" And I said, "It's connected to my downspout, and when it rains, it fills that way." And he said, "Well, I'm going to need a picture, because I'm having a hard time believing you. How are you keeping the rainwater in there when you water your garden?" And I said, "Well, my garden is outside, so when it rains, my garden is getting rained on too. So I don't need to water them if they're already being rained on. And since March, we have had a lot of rain, so my rain barrels have not emptied at all. And I had to go on YouTube and show him the installation video, and then he was like, oh, okay, now I can see how the water can get into your rain barrels. He was giving me a hard time. After he tested it, he said, you know what, this water may be just a little too clean. It looks like your pH is at a 6.4, and the fish can handle 7, but they prefer a 8. I let him know the symptoms that the fish experience before dying. Both times I told him that as soon as it got into the water, after sitting in there for 10 to 15 minutes, the fish just immediately stopped swimming and they just sat there and floated. And when I Googled those same symptoms, it said that that is shock because of the temperature change. So he said, if you think it's the temperature shock, just try letting it sit in there for a little longer, maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So that's exactly what I did. So here are the fish, the lovely fish, and all of them are still alive. And the reason is because of what I'm about to show you. So this is the bag that they came with, and obviously it's empty. Instead of letting it sit here for 10 to 15 minutes, I clipped it onto the side of the rain barrel using the clip that I normally use on my raised beds for my frost cloth. So I let it sit here for 40 minutes straight, getting used to the water inside the rain barrels. After the 40 minutes, what I did was allow this to just float on its own. And while it was floating, it allowed more rainwater to slowly enter the bag little by little, and I just let the fish leave on its own. After the fish got used to the temperature difference, they just floated out on their own, and ever since then I have not had any issues. In this rain barrel right now, it looks like there are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 over here. There is a darker one that you can't really see sometimes, and then it's kind of hard to see on this camera because of the reflection, but there are 6 in here. That darker one is right there. If you can see that little, there it is, just went across there. So that was 1, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one is eating the algae around that tube. Oh, it's going inside the tube. So now it is getting ready to come over here. There he is. Yeah, so these fish are completely happy in here. Alright, so that is my story. These fish have been lovely in this fish tank. It's really exciting just to wake up in the morning just to go and check on it and make sure they're all still alive, kicking, breathing well. But yeah, I decided to keep the tops off of it because after doing more research, I realized that whenever the rainwater is filled to the very top, if I put the top of the lid, if I put the lid on top of the rain barrels, it's going to keep out oxygen, and that's going to be a little hard on the fish. That can actually lead to death too. I'm going to get some nets that hook onto the little arms of the rain barrels so it can keep out large bugs, because I had one of the June bugs fly in and they got in there a couple weeks ago, and I didn't notice it until it was time for me to put the fish in, and by that time the bug was actually molded, and that can actually mess up the water too, and that's not healthy for the fish. So that is something that I plan on getting. So if you are looking forward to trying some fish in your rain barrels, this is your sign to go ahead and do it. The fish are absolutely amazing for your garden. They eat the algae in the rain barrels. Their poop is fertilizer for your garden. They eat mosquito larvae. They eat tiny insects that get in there. It's like the perfect environment for them. The next thing I plan on doing is growing lily pads or some type of water plants in there, just to give them the whole experience. So if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. And if you want to be a part of an amazing gardening community on Facebook, head on over to Facebook, type in Prosper and Plant, and I'll see you over there too.